Apex Legends was able to win hearts of many Battle Royale players. However, developers were not able to live up to the game's expectations after they promised many new and unique gameplay mechanics. After this, Apex has gone to the spiral of glitches and declining player experience. Although Apex is not in its best shape right now, it's definitely not a dead game. There is still a solid player base counting around 60 million monthly players, while peaking at 12 million players in the last 30 days. So today, I'm not going to talk about Apex Legends as a purely dead game, but as a candidate for the most wasted game in the history of gaming. Apex Legends is free-to-play battle royale hero shooting game developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by Electronic Arts. Yet surprisingly, the game has only a few features locked behind a paywall. These things are the sum of the Legends, Battle Pass, or new Arena mode added in Season 9. In every match, players are formed into 20 squads of 3 players or 30 squads of 2 players. After this, players choose from 18 pre-designed legions, which are something like heroes in every mobile game, that are having their own unique abilities. The game then continues as a classical battle royale title. You pick some guns after landing on the map and start killing other players, while in the zone in which you are not taking damage is shrinking. Apex is definitely popular to this day, but its release numbers are just something. Apex had reached 25 million players in the first week and 50 million players within the first month after the release. This proves us the crazy potential that Apex has to this day. However, not everything is as good as it seems. As the time progressed, players started to point out some of the flaws that affect their gaming experience. One of the main complaints from players referred to the decreasing quality and consistency of Apex Legends story that is closely tied to the other game that Respawn Entertainment made, Titanfall 2. Both games are happening in the same universe and similar times. We could have seen some other characters in Titanfall 2 that are now in Apex Legends. For example, the main villain of the Titanfall 2, Cuban Breeze, who now owns the Apex games. It is a blood sport broadcasted to the television. People like just this connection because it made the game more interesting, with characters having some backstory based on previous games. This was a very good move from Apex developers because they attracted not only Titanfall 2 players, but even purely new players to the already existing story that was fairly good. However, things started to go wrong. Apex has slowly started to back out from the main structure of Titanfall 2, developers started neglecting the original story, and Apex lore started to decay. Of course, players weren't happy about this and started to criticize the developers. The next problem I'm going to talk about is the terrible matchmaking of Apex. Players are often complaining about the unfair classification of teams and are saying that playing solo is nearly impossible because of the matchmaking. Pubs are unplayable as well. The same problems occurs even there. However, this time it is even worse than in ranked matches, where skill-based matchmaking exists. Public matches are good for better nor worse players, because better players are getting where inexperienced players as teammates, and the inexperienced players have no chance competing against experienced players, because the learning curve of Apex is not that easy. Next, I will talk about the lack of innovation in recent years. In the beginning, players were used to very frequent and big updates in a small time period. Then the updates are released now. It looks like developers got a little too lazy throughout the years, and the decrease of quality of the gaming experience is visible. Without any important updates, the game is becoming stale and repetitive. As in every game, players want more maps, new heroes, or time-limited events that would bring something new to the game. Some of the players would appreciate an update to the ranked mode, because it is too grindy and frustrating at this time. From my perspective, not everything is bad in Apex right now, but for sure some tweaks should be made to make Apex a better game. I also agree that the game is too stale right now. This also shows the number of people watching the game on platforms like Twitch and other platforms. In reality, things are not that terrible. Apex just has a lesser ratio of players playing and people watching Apex content. This means that a small percentage of players are actually watching this content. But still, it is visible that this game is too stale to be considered a top game in the entertainment industry. The last of all problems that I'm going to talk about are the bugs that appear in the game. As in every game, bugs are everywhere. Among the most common bugs are invisible enemies with missing textures, audio issues when you cannot hear footsteps, or ability glitches where the abilities are not working exactly as intended. All these bugs would not be that big of a problem if Apex would have other things working properly. Many players are already frustrated because of bad gaming experience, even without bugs, and when you give an already not the best game to players, you cannot expect them to forgive you any bug. As you can see, Apex Legends has received a lot of acclaim from critics and fans alike, and it is still one of the most played and watched games on the market. Of course, it is not perfect and it has its share of problems and challenges, but it is also a game that has a lot of potential and room for improvement. I hope that you can find some enjoyment and satisfaction in playing Apex Legends, and that you can also share your feedback and suggestions with the developers in a constructive and respectful way. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. In case you want to support me on a whole new level, you can support me through a buy me a coffee link in the description. See you in the next one.